Hello and welcome to another NAVCT VOD review. So for this video, we are going to look at Ghost versus Guard and just the first map, where Ghost 13-1'd the Guard using Fade on Haven. So the Guard has been underperforming a bit this split so far, losing 2-0 to 100 Thieves, but Ghost is a team that hadn't really shown a look like this before, and I wanted to pay attention to what they are doing to find success, rather than looking at where the Guard might be going wrong. We're going to take a special look at how Ghost was able to get an 11-1 on defense on Haven, specifically looking at the defensive combos and retake setups that they're using, and how Fade combos with their comp as a whole. The general game plan that Ghost is going to be going for is hard anchoring Astra on C. She has 2 stars pre-placed in pretty much every single round, one for long to prevent any initial push, or when she's getting pressured to put up. And the second is going to be between default and plat in order for her to play around and maintain control of back sight. So when this smoke is up, Astra is looking to hold on into this area while the rest of the team floods in from CT and garage. By placing this smoke, Astra is able to play in the smoke. She's able to go back towards plat or jump up there. And if she's playing in the smoke, she's also able to swing out to this side and have an isolated duel towards long, where she's still kind of cut off from garage players. So as for the other players, there's going to be some rounds where Koala is playing on A with TPs set up so that he can get out. And the general goal when Koala's on A is to get a pick, TP out, and then play retake with the team. And when Koala isn't on A, most of the time, Ghost is going to be running Fade and Raze towards long, ready to seize and nade in A lobby along with the stun from Breach to contest early. We're also going to see heavy fighting towards mid, and that Ghost is never going to want to just give up garage or B for free. When they retake, they play retake before anyone is allowed to get set up on site, and are looking to spam util as the other team is coming in and planting, so that they're in this chaotic situation while also trying to get the bomb down. In round 1, Ghost is going to play with 3 floaters towards C-Link and a trip in garage. Guard goes for an early B push, and in response, Ghost uses a stun as well as the C's to prevent the plant. The Guard intentionally only used 1 smoke on B, and then used their second on C, and use a dog to push through garage. John QT's Fade is holding the C window push, while also supporting his team by throwing a haunt over for the Raze and Breach to flood out. Guard has called for the C rotate, which Ghost discovers very quickly as they were planning for this fast retake. Koala finds first contact, repeaks, finds first blood, and then TPs out. Ghost then gives up A completely, allowing the Guard to get the plant down while preparing for their own retake. The Guard sends both Brock and Nismo onto the flank in order to start surrounding for the retake. Saya makes some mistakes and TPs out into the open and long and gives Koala a free kill. John QT then uses a Prowler to clear out graffiti, blinding Jonah P and giving Koala a second free kill. Koala then drops from heaven at the same time as his teammates push up long. Koala gets killed, but he's traded out instantly. While Valen's able to get a proto flooding out at CT, John QT's second Prowler blinds him and he's cleaned up easily. Koala was given free reign on A, looking for kills with his Headhunter and TPs. After that, they used their 5v3 and coordinated their utility and their swings perfectly so that each kill came as the direct result of either the swing or utility of a teammate. John QT bought full utility for pistol round, used his C's to prevent the B plant early in the round, and then saved his Prowlers for the entire round to be used for the retake, which directly enabled 2 of the 3 final kills. For their bonus round, Ghost alters their game plan to move Chamber towards C and have a 3-man stack towards A. Breach, stun, Raze, nade, and C's are all used, along with spam from long, in order to take out Jonah P and find the first blood. This is a big gamble, as if no one was exploring A early, this would be a bunch of util used for nothing. However, Ghost seemed to have a very good read on Guard for this entire game, and they kept on predicting where the Guard was going to go. After the initial pressure, John QT falls off and plays backside A, while Nismo stays in an aggressive position in short. The Guard explores back towards long and gets ready for a 4-man hit from long. John QT gets spotted out, flashed, and killed, while Nismo stays in short, holding for any push through. While the guard is aware that they don't have short control, Nismo is able to peek out at the perfect time and find the kill on Saya player. Nismo throws a boombot to try to keep himself alive, as well as a nade to push them off. Net sends a breach out onto CT, but unfortunately absolutely no one gets caught by it. Because Nismo was able to stay alive, he gets another kill on Trent, who's forced off of default by the Aftershock. Koala is then able to jump back up on the windowsill again, find Net, and then find Valen in Graffiti, cleaning up the round. Ghost went for a gamble by spamming utility A lobby at the start of the round, but being a bonus round, you kind of have to go for a gamble. In this case, they correctly predicted the A pressure and found man advantage. While John QT was taken out backside without a trade, he was able to cover for Nismo long enough that the team could get in and reinforce. Nismo was able to find the first pick from his forward position in short, as well as stay alive and then end up sandwiching the players on site. Round 4 is an eco from the guard, and they initially show some C pressure in order to try to bait out utility from Ghost. 3 of a Protoss stars get used instantly in the round, and then the guard rotates off towards A after smoking the trip in garage, threatening any push through garage. Raze and Fade had started the round A long, but Raze quickly rotated off of the C pressure. This left Fade playing complete retake on A's site. Ghost had a read on the rotation from the guard, and Koala solo pushes up C and is able to find Valen on the flank. Now knowing that there's a player on the flank, the guard quickly push into A site. Ghost has completely given it up and is playing one player in CT and one from Heaven. Nismo nades to stop the plant, and it's comboed with a stun from Brock, but unfortunately Net just survives. A Gravwell comes in on default along with a Haunt close CT, and a Prowler pushes Jonah P off into Hell. Saya player gets flashed by Brock and cleaned up, and John is able to swing and get one more in Hell before getting traded. Koala has now worked his way up short and kills Net on default. This leaves Jonah P in 1v3 and he quickly gets cleaned up. Koala found a nice timing in order to get man advantage for the retake, and this is an eco round. However, you can still see all the ways in which Ghost is spamming utility for the fast retake, never allowing guard to get comfortable on site and constantly trading out through either swings or utility. In round 5, guard goes for an early grass push. They flash for any B push, smoke window, and then dog in. John QT throws his C's anticipating the push. It catches Jonah P and rubber bands him back off of its dash, allowing Nismo to get a free kill, comboed with the Gravwell. Brock uses a really cool flash that goes from C-Link into garage through this corner. Net pushes up into window and tries to get control, but gets pushed off by a Prowler from John QT. The guard try to push through garage onto site, and a Proto swings and gets the first before getting traded. Nismo ults in with a flash from Brock, while John QT finds one on site. Ghost unfortunately lines up on site and gets sprayed down in a 2k by Net. Net then ults CT, which pushes Brock off, and he's forced to wait for Koala for the retake. Net pushes up, trying to find a kill with his low HP, but gets picked off. Valen attempts the 1v2 from garage, but Koala swings out wider than he's expecting, and he gets killed for free. The early C's and Gravel combo in garage allowed Nismo to find the first pick and get out. With man advantage, Ghost was able to trade out successfully up until the point where Net was able to get a 2k spray down. Net probably felt the pressure to make a play because he was so low HP, but unfortunately he was untradeable and put Valen in a bad spot. In round 6, Ghost once again goes for A pressure, this time smoking and double blast packing with the C's in order to push up. Koala walks out mid and manages to hit a nutty flick, and unfortunately Trent was only jiggling in window instead of swinging him. Guard backs off and pivots towards garage, using Trailblazer to clear it out. A Proto spots the push, dodges the stun, and then gets blinded and hides in a smoke, while both Fade and Breach send their ults onto the garage push. A Flash and Prowler come through, and Valen tries to blink into the smoke to dodge all the util. A Proto collects the free kill, swings out and kills the player coming out of long, and then swings further and kills the player blinded by the Prowler. At the same time, John QT jumps up onto logs and kills Net on default, who had been stunned and flashed. Because Ghost used early utility to take control of A lobby, Nismo was able to solo A, allowing John QT to rotate over towards C. With this rotation, John QT and Brock were already in position for the C push and were able to double ult, preventing any chance of winning the round for the guard. With the earlier C's nade combo, Ghost is trying to condition guard into not pushing A lobby, which allowed them to take map control here, which directly led to better positioning for the hit. Round 7 is an eco round from the guard that mostly comes down to 2 ridiculous aught picks that Koala just solo peeks and finds. But I do want to show this quick play from John QT, where he throws a seize and then kills Trent, and the trade is completely denied by that seize. John then falls off site to just play the 4v2 retake with his team, and it's flawless. Round 10 is a quick C-pop from the guard. Proto is able to find one from inside his smoke and separate the push with the suck, but he takes a 1v1 and loses it afterwards. After the garage smoke fades, Nismo is able to find one on site, and feeling pinched from both sides, Net ults spawn and then looks to aggress towards garage, but gets picked off on his own. John's Prowler clears out close green box and then forces Saya player into the stun from Brock, leading into free kills from Nismo. The nade and Prowler completely clear out any close areas, and the Prowler forces Saya into the stun that's coming across default, unfortunately missing his shot. The coordination between both the swings and the utility is fantastic, so that this situation is pretty much impossible for guard. In round 11, Ghost gets the opening pick, and then guard gets a free plant, so we have a 5v4 retake. There's some pretty ridiculous stuff that happens this round, but let's break it down. Nightfall comes out onto back site while a stun hits logs. This decays and marks Jonah P, who dashes out, having thrown his knives into the smoke. He gets blinded by a Prowler and is forced off, while a Boombot clears out the rest of back site, along with an Aftershock. Valen is forced to TP onto default, and Ghost gets into back site. Valen finds the first on default, and Nismo ults out, but it looks like he misclicks and pulls out his rifle accidentally, and Valen cleans him up too. Luckily, a Proto was on the flank and catches Saya's TP back, as well as Net, while John QT gets one on site. This leaves it in a 3v1, where Jonah P has no weapon other than his classic, and you can see the rest.
All I can really say, chaos.
So there was a lot of slop in this round, but I think it is worth looking at how the utility was used. So first off, we have the Nightfall, which comes from CT, and it covers all of backside like this. It's followed up by a Prowler, which clears towards here and finds one towards logs, while an Aftershock comes in and clears out anything behind backside. So at this point, there's going to be trails on anyone that was backside. Valen was forced back to default, and the Prowler has cleared close logs. A nade also comes in from Nismo, which, if anyone had actually been backside still trying to evade this Aftershock, it would have killed them. So at this point, the entirety of backside has been cleared, and they come out, and then they use a breach flash on the front of the box, along with the Raze ult blast packing out, and this is going to kill anyone that's stuck front sight. And all this time, Astra has smoked off a trip here, and it has been able to get around and pinch any players that have been forced off of all of this stuff. So the whole retake spams utility to completely clear out this area, and then uses a flash plus Raze ult to fight players here, and a flank to catch anyone that might be towards long. Ghost is able to win the last round from a ridiculous 1v2 clutch from a Proto.
20 HP, just a paper cut should be able to do it. Valen with a couple of shots through the smoke, expecting that Proto should be off the defuse. And indeed he is! But a Proto! Through the smoke, takes down Valen, and he is gonna get the defuse! Unreal, a Proto!
And then they win the pistol, leading to a clean 13-1 victory. The guard was making a lot of mistakes and were giving up opening picks without trades, but you can't discount how good the utility usage was from Ghost. They were constantly throwing utility for each other and swinging off of that util. The retakes look coordinated and usually pretty immaculate, and they clearly have a strong idea of exactly how they want to play this comp. Because they dominated defense so much, we really didn't get to see a good look of how Ghost runs this comp on attack. Optic did run this exact same comp in this week's VCT matches, so check them out if you're interested. As always, thank you so much for watching these videos. I appreciate any and all support. Please share these if you like them. And I do plan on putting out another video this week of the Yoru Fade comp on Ascent, so be on the lookout for that.